Today, I'll share something that I learned the hardest way. Something that I wish I knew earlier, and I wish I was told that life is never smooth, and that's completely fine. I still remember the moment I realized that my best friend and I are drifting apart. That was so hard. It was like someone I loved more than myself was someday a complete stranger to me. Then I realized that change is the only constant in our life. We humans are supposed to adopt and explore. Sometimes we outgrow people, people will leave, even the ones you thought you couldn't live without. Your first love might break your heart, and your best friend might start hating you. But I realized that I have to let it go. I have to let people go. I have to learn to forgive. Because when I look back, what hurts the most is not the betrayal or the heartbreak, but the memories that I shared with them. I wish I could live them for some more time. Have you ever looked at someone and realized that you are running behind in life? So, when I moved to the city or met people my age, I realized how far ahead they were. In confidence, in skills, in communications, it made me feel miserable. Really, I started comparing myself, I started looking for validations. But now I realize that everyone has their own timeline, everyone has their own journey, and it's never too late to do anything. So instead of comparing myself to others, I compare myself to my younger self. And it makes me so proud to see how far I have come. The idea of being beautiful often made me feel so ugly. For a few years, I was so insecure, I'd wish I was prettier and I'd cry every night. But know one thing, you are beautiful. No one can make you feel ugly if you're ahead of them in wisdom. This is especially for girls of my age and boys too. We'll meet a lot of people, especially adults, who make us feel heard, appreciated, seen. They could be mentors, your relatives, or even strangers. And kids like us, especially from Desi households, will fall in their trap and devote ourselves to these evil kind of people. But always remember, before anyone else, you have to love yourself. Love your own self. And trusting people, honestly, we cannot even trust ourselves sometimes. So, one thing that I realized being 18 is that stay reserved and be intimidating. Like, be an angry bitch, bro. It's so good for us. I mean, yeah. And be careful of the people who are extra sweet for no reason. They are red flags, okay? I always used to think that someone would always come to defend me. The truth? Sometimes you have to stand up for yourself even if your legs are shaking. And once you fight for yourself, believe me, you'll feel the most powerful. And don't feel disheartened if someone steps back in your hard time and doesn't support you. No one owes us anything. It's life, bro. If you have been putting off starting something, this is your sign. Do it scared, do it imperfectly, but do it. If you are scared of being judged, it's funny because I think people who judge are actually the real dumbos, okay? If you are lucky enough to have a family that loves you or siblings that you care about, spend time with them. Create a bond that you'll cherish later. And if you are from a toxic, abusive family, just know that it's not the end of the world. We do find ways to be happy. Just don't waste your energy trying to change people. Let them be and protect yourself from all kinds of nonsense. All my teenage years, I thought that I was right and people are wrong. I tried to change them in my ways so they can fit in my little universe. But now I realized that I was wrong. To love someone is to actually let them be and not put them in the box, okay? I learned this thing in the hardest way possible, but now I follow it like really well. Learn skills, not just certificates. The word values what you can do, okay? Just because you have an A plus doesn't mean you can solve real problems. The world runs on skills, not certificates. Being 18 is not any magical shift. It's no different than any other age, okay? You learn things at your own pace. And every year you live, you'll grow, you'll change. And that on its own is something to celebrate. It's one thing to know the lessons and another to live them. I'm still learning, still stumbling, still finding my way back to myself. Each year brings its storms, its season of silence and bloom. But if your roots run deep, no wind can pull you apart. You'll sway, but you'll stay.